Today is December the 7th, 2021. Sir Early NC YouTube. Yo, this morning we're gonna be talking about my first prison bid. Okay, back in 2025, right? Excuse me, you all. 2005. 2005, where I was 23, going on 24. So, long story short, I'm on probation, running around here. Matter of fact, 2000. Yeah, okay, so 2005, right? I was on probation years before 2005. I went on the run like normal, not passing my drug tests or nothing, not completing the school, cause they had a probationary school where you attended from 8 to 3, and if you didn't attend it, you violated your probation, and most likely you was getting sent to prison. So I stayed in the county jail, right, for my crime and stuff. A whole new year came in and stuff. So somebody from the courthouse, the district attorney office or whatever, came inside of our dormitory in the jail and stuff, and was asking people who want to plead guilty. If they want to plead guilty, they can go ahead and sign paper saying that you want to plead guilty to wherever led you in the county jail and stuff, right? Excuse me, you all. So, of course, the guys that felt like they was innocent or whatever, they weren't ready to go out there and plead guilty and stuff like that. But the district attorney, the DA, came inside of the county jail, inside the dormitories, and stood in the middle of the floor. He went to different dormitories and shit, but he in our dorm, and he asking people. Now, people been in there 4 months without going to court. 5 months, 6 months. You get what I'm saying? People don't know when their court date is and shit like that. And see, I was one of those. I had a $30,000 bond and stuff. I had 3 felonies, and I sat in there because, you at the age your parents ain't gonna keep getting you out. You get what I'm saying? So, long story short, I ended up being in the county jail and stuff. I forgot how long. I think I stayed in there like 3 months without a court date. I had a $30,000 bond, but no court date. So that means you just sitting in the county jail suffering if you don't have people to bail you out and stuff. So long story short, I was one of the ones that was like, yeah, I want to plead guilty for my charges and stuff. And then you plead guilty, you get a court date. You get what I'm saying? So of course people sitting there 5 or 6 months without a court date, can't make bond, you want to come home, and so forth. So when I can remember, it was on a Friday. I think I had already met with my lawyer and shit, right? My lawyer came to the jail to see me and stuff. So we in a little briefing room, and she explained to me like, yo, all right, these 3 felonies you have, right? You're looking at 30 months to 6 months, 60 months, 30 months to 60 months. That means 2 to 5 years. You get what I'm saying? I had 3 felonies all at one time. So before those felonies, when I was 18, I caught a robbery charge. You get what I'm saying? I had a robbery charge. It was strong arm robbery. You get what I'm saying? Then they dropped it to common law robbery. You get what I'm saying? But long story short, man. So once my probation officer, not probation officer, but my attorney and stuff, they sit down with you and tell you what you're facing. If you pleaded this or if you do this and that, then it's possible you can get this, and we'll fight for this for you in court. So, um, she said that if I pled guilty to one felony, you get what I'm saying, then they'll drop the other three. You get what I'm saying? So that's basically what I did. So once you sign some paper, that's showing the judge and the courts and the DA and shit like, okay, you agree with you agree like you cooperating with what the plea deal is, and the plea deal is you come home. If you plead guilty, we'll drop three of your charges, and you just plead out to one, and you come home on probation. You get what I'm saying? So that's basically what I did. I remember it was a Friday, man. It was a Friday, and like matter of fact, it was January the 25th, 2002. 2002 when I got out of jail. So I went in November, I got out in January the 25th. That was my sister's birthday. That's how I can remember that. So I can remember, man, me and a couple of guys from my dorm and stuff, we goes to court. You get what I'm saying? Yo, these motherfuckers said we are gonna release you and all of this and that to probation. You signed the agreement and such, so we're gonna place you on 24-month probation. That means be on probation for 2 years. They got intense, they got regular supervision. Like intense, that means like the PO come to see you on a regular basis. Like it ain't no scheduled thing. Like I'm not gonna tell you when I'm coming, but I'm coming and I'm gonna pop up. And you better not be outside smoking weed or whatever the case may be. And if it wasn't like no house arrest deal, you pretty much can go as you please. But it looked bad when the probation officer showed up at your house and your parents or whoever else reside with you at home be like, hey, he's not home. You get what I'm saying? So they wanted to see people home and not in the streets and stuff like that. But I got unsupervised probation. You get what I'm saying? For 24 months. Yeah, for 24 months and stuff. So it wasn't intensive probation. Intensive, you getting drug tests on a regular basis and all of that shit. But you do get drug tests on low probation and shit too. So the judge was like, hey, once you agreed to the stipulations or whatever the case may be, so we're releasing you we are releasing you from our custody. You are to remain on probation for such and such amount of time, that if you fail to comply with the terms, then you will be sent back to jail and possibly go to prison and serve the remaining of your time and stuff. So it was a Friday, man. I'll never forget it. Me and another homeboy, not a homeboy, but a guy I was cool with, just by being locked down with him for so many months and stuff. He got the same deal. Like they let him go. Like he was in there like 6, 7, 8 months. You get what I'm saying? Before he even seen court. So of course he was happy too. So me and him, it was a Friday. Me and him was told we can go home. So when you get done with court, you if the judge make a judgment that like, yo, we releasing you, then you are not going back to the same dormitory to where your belongings was at. You get what I'm saying? But in some cases you do, because you have to go back and get your proper stuff for us, like your paperwork and your belongings and stuff like that, right? But once they send you, so me and old boy and stuff, right? We goes back to the jail and shit from court. We free, we have it. We walking around telling everybody, yo, they said we can go home today and such and such. It's a Friday, January the 25th, 2002. I was 21. No, I was 20. I was 20 years old, ready to be 21 in that summer. But Long story short, man. So there was like Mario such and such, bag and baggage. That's the dude, my boy, the dude that I was locked down with. So he going home and shit. So where I'm waiting for them to call my name. So they called my name and stuff, such and such and such, bag and baggage and shit like that. That when you ever hear that, that means like, yo, you done made bond somebody that bond your ass out. Or yo, you getting called upstairs to the processing because you been hit with new charges and shit. But of course, you know, me and old boy just got back from court, so we already know what the deal is. When they say bag and bag, it's time to go home. You get what I'm saying? So, um, they called my name now. I'm gone now. I'm going upstairs to the processing and shit like that. So, gets the processing. You know, you the same clothes you came to jail in. It's the same clothes they have waiting for you to release you in. So, you could have got locked up in goddamn August the 17th or something in the summertime. And when they caught you running. It was a foot pursuit. So your clothes all dirty and stuff because you hiding up under trailers or whatever the case may be. Those same clothing, I don't care if you sit in the county 1, 2, 3 years and shit. That same piece of clothing that you was arrested in is the clothes that you released back into the world in and shit. So once you dressed out and all of that stuff, they said, look, you released, you got your paperwork and shit like that, your folder, you might have a little bag with you for little belongings that you have that you didn't want to give to the inmates or whatever, your buddies and shit like that. But long story short, so I ain't know what the deal was. Shit, they was like, sir, you free to go. So you walk out the goddamn a door and go through a salad port. You know where the barbed wire fence is at. You get in the parking lot, there go the street. I'll never forget, I walked through the hood and shit. It was a different feeling. I had size on me, skin color light. So you know when people see you, they be like, man, damn, you looking good, man. Or damn, you been locked up, man. You done got big or fat or something. So sometimes, man, I needed that shit. And some people need that shit because while you incarcerated, you are somewhat safe. You get what I'm saying? Now, if you go in that motherfucker and cause ruckus and do this and that, then of course trouble gonna follow you. But the most trouble and danger is out here. You get what I'm saying? So when I be going to jail, I be needing that shit, man, because I be out here robbing, doing this and that shit be needing time for me to get my thoughts and self together. I'm constantly out here just living, ain't stopping to look at life or be like, yo, such and such. You get what I'm saying? So, and then I got closer with the Bible and shit too, both prison times. We want to talk about the fresh one this time, so you get what I'm saying? But so y'all remember I said in 2002 I was released, January the 25th, 2002. So when you release, you report to your probation officer and shit like that, and then they tell you what the deal is and all of that. So long story short, I never ever in my whole life ever passed a drug test, even for jobs and shit. You get what I'm saying? So that shit do not look good in probation officer eyes and shit when you fail drug tests. You will get sent to prison quicker for failing a goddamn drug test than actually going out here committing another crime while you're on probation. I never understood that. Now, I don't know how they do that shit nowadays, but that was bad. I've been out of trouble since what, 2010. That was my last time I got out of prison. You get what I'm saying? And just looking back on that shit, man, that shit crazy, man. Like, I went to prison really for weed, not passing a goddamn drug test. But long story short, I accumulated another charge while I was on probation, along with not paying money, along with goddamn having dirty urine tests. All of that shit against you ain't a good look. I don't care who you is. So here go my dumb ass come trying to pay at the end when I see like they ready to send me to prison. Now I'm 23 years old and shit now. Now I ain't goddamn timid and scared like, ooh, I'm scared they gonna rape me or do this and that. No, it's just like a sense of awareness comes, as far as like, yo, reality is ready to hit me, yo, and such. But I'm gonna rewind back. So I accumulated another charge and shit in the process of me being on probation, not passing my drug test, and goddamn not paying money. You get what I'm saying? So how that work out? Okay, so yeah, all right. So they caught me. They caught me and shit like that, right? So now I'm back in jail and shit. So now I got to face the charges that the new charges and shit, along with violating probation and shit. So how was that? All right, I made bond. Yep, I made bond, yo. I made bond, and during that time, I was dealing with a female. She was working at the lawyer office and shit like that, and she was the reason why I had got my charge and shit, because my charge was assault on a female. That what made me I had already violated my probation by not paying money and having dirty urine and shit, but when you put your hands on a female, I don't care if you put your any charge is gonna look bad in on your defense, on your behalf and shit. You get what I'm saying? So um I'll never forget it. I'm going out here. I'm not reporting still to the probation officer. I got a court date, so I'm out. It's April. It's April 2005. So you know it's springtime. You know what I'm saying? It's feeling good. People just now getting over that winter. You get what I'm saying? So people out here out and about and shit. It's feeling good outside and shit. Oh my God, that shit was the fucked up worst feeling I can possibly feel. Other than my parents dying and shit and being homeless and shit too. But yeah, man, like I went to prison from the streets. You get what I'm saying? Like going to court from the streets and then the judge giving you your time. That's a fucked up feeling, man. I'm talking about I had a girl at the same time. You get what I'm saying? Like a girlfriend. And she was the reason why I got my charge, like I was telling you, assault on a female. So, so when it was all said and done, I get to court. The judge was like, such and such and such, sheriff, he's in your custody. You get what I'm saying? No, he was like, such and such and such. You are to remain in the North Carolina Department of Corrections for the remainder of such and such time. What? I got both of my parents. I have a girlfriend. And you comes to court from the streets and get told that you got to go to prison. Oh my God, yo. So instead of me waiting in county jail like everybody do, wait a week or two, a month or two or whatever, that next day I was on a prison bus going to prison. So I really wasn't scared. It was like a weird feeling. And then you had other people that you was cool with from your town also get sent to prison and shit too. So they kind of like pretty much trying to school you and do this and that and all of that and shit like that. So it's a long bus ride. Like you ride on that bus the whole goddamn day. So if you get woken up, like they ain't gonna tell you where you're going or none of that in the county jail. You wake up and they wake you up probably like 2 o'clock in the morning and stuff. So you leave out of your dormitory around your other inmates and inmate buddies and shit like that. And y'all go to the holding cell. So by the time y'all leave the jail, it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. So the whole time you and other inmates are in a holding cell waiting for to get sent to prison. So by that time it's daylight, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. So it's like 8 o'clock, we rolling. Now we going to other facilities in North Carolina. It's 100 counties in North Carolina. So we going to the closest facility to the county that we are leaving from to pick up other inmates. You get what I'm saying? To go to a place called Sandy Ridge. You all might have heard Peter Pablo speaking about it in his song, North Carolina song. Brown over here, green over there. It's like a damn bullpen or some shit. And like you around motherfuckers that you never seen a day in your life. they in this part of North Carolina you never even heard of. So brown over here, green over there, meaning that the felons wear the brown clothes and the misdemeanor guys wear the greens. That means like the guys in the brown means like, yo, you ain't honor grade yet. Honor grade is greens. You get what I'm saying? You either ready to come home or whatever the case may be. Brown over here, green over there. So I can relate to that Sandy Ridge what Peter Pablo was talking about. I went to Sandy Ridge at least 3 times throughout my 2 prison trips. You get what I'm saying? Sandy Ridge is in High Point, North Carolina. High Point, North Carolina is where the singer Fantasia lives. You get what I'm saying? So, so while you on this bus ride, it's early in the morning. You riding in towns and counties you never even heard existed. You get what I'm saying? So that's how it was with me. I'm just on the bus just watching. You get what I'm saying? But when it gets to the prison, you know you go through the diagnostic process. The diagnostic process is anywhere from 2 weeks to a month. That means you at this prison. While you at this prison, you getting your blood work done. You getting your health checked. You seeing what meds you got to be on. You seeing what diseases and other health issues you have. Excuse me, y'all. So, and another part of this diagnosis is basically you going through different courses and shit like that. Basically, they're just keeping you there for 2 weeks for a whole month until basically it's bed space open up in a prison somewhere for you to go serve the remainder of your time. So every time I go, it's a process account. I end up staying a whole month. You get what I'm saying? A whole month. So once I leave there, I go to the camp where I'm gonna be housed at for the rest of my time. You get what I'm saying? So I think I was sent to Tillery. Tillery is a misdemeanor prison work form. If y'all heard of Caledonia, it's down the road from Caledonia prison. Everybody here talk of Caledonia prison because of the infamous inmates that's been there and the little shit that you go through when you're there and shit. All it is a big ass farm, big ass field that if you escape, you could be gone for 10 hours and you still like in the facility of the prison. You get what I'm saying? So when you escape, they come hunt you down on horses. Like the whole time you just running, or you don't know where you at. It's just wilderness. You get what I'm saying? So that's Caledonia prison work form. But I was at Tillery prison work form, and that was right down the road from there. You get what I'm saying? So I get my foot in, start playing baseball because they had baseball there and shit too. And they had it where for visitations, you can have your visitation outside. Your family, friends, or whoever can bring you Pizza Hut, Burger King, any type of food from a restaurant out there, and y'all just sit down and eat or whatever the case may be. So I only knew one person at that place. You get what I'm saying? And I ain't stayed there nothing but a week, a little bit less than a week, because every time I went to prison, I always had pending charges. So the judge will send me to prison for the actual crime that I committed. But while I'm in prison, I'm fighting goddamn other cases and shit too. So they'll send you back to your county that you caught the cases in. So I left Tillery prison work for. Now I'm back in Vance County. That's my hometown. I'm there fighting a case. So some people stay in the county jail until that case over with, or if your case over with that day or that same day or whatever, it's something called a writ where they send you back to, prison. Now I don't know if you have the choice to go back to the prison you was sent from, or you just have to stay at the prison they send you at. You get what I'm saying? So they send me to Warren Correctional. Warren Correctional is right up the road from where I stay at now. And when I say right up the road, I can hear it on the intercom when they say, yard closed, yard open, such and such to diagnostics. That's how close I am from the prison that I went to twice. I can walk out of my door, walk a few feet, walk through some bushes, and look at the prison. You can actually hear the guys out there dribbling the ball on the court. You can hear the weight pile. You get what I'm saying? That shit crazy. The prison is right there. When I say right there, I mean right there. So they sent me there. So I ended up staying there and stuff like that. So got a little job. It was called the ICP program. The ICP program is basically the program where inmates work in construction somewhere. So it was a project that they was doing right there at the prison I was at and where I resided near the house. It's a facility that was used for the chemicals for prison, far as like the Windex, the cleaning supplies. This facility made the chemicals and the little damn janitorial products and stuff for to keep the prisons clean. Long story short, I was a part of the crew in 2005. July, August of 2005, I was a part of the demolition crew that tore down that building. I got my forklift training through that and all too, because you had people from Raleigh that were actually real workers, but trusted to be around inmates working. So basically, we was inmates, like a handful of inmates, no more than probably 15 of us. While everybody else at the prison, at the camp and shit, they chose at least either 15 to 20, no less, no more than that. And we at this facility about a minute away from the prison, and like right here where I stayed. So I'm driving the big goddamn tractors with the big ass wheels and the big ass damn lifts and shit. I learned how to drive that from prison, man. I got my forklift shits in prison. Like for real, and that shit took 21 days off of your time. Like those of you all that's know the prison life, certain jobs take away days on your prison bed. You got, I think, the most days off job is either the kitchen workers or the laundry room workers. You get what I'm saying? They get like 14 days off of their sentence. You get what I'm saying? And the job I was working at, 21 days. $0.70. Come on now, man. 70 cents a day. 70 cents a day. I remember that shit. So if my parents won't sending me money, then you pretty much suffer. And back in 2005, we could smoke. In 2009, my second bid, when I went back, they took tobacco products off of every facility in North Carolina. And I know they did that shit in other states and shit too. But my first bid was bittersweet. You get what I'm saying? Because of course I was missing home. You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, you get what I'm saying? It's hard to explain, man. You get what I'm saying? It's an oxymoron feeling. You get what I'm saying? It's a bittersweet feeling. You get what I'm saying? You didn't want to be there, but it was cool you being there because you treated that shit like the streets. You could have smoked weed if you wanted to, which I didn't because I was scared that I was going to get brown down. Brown down means that you done made honor grade. You ready to come home. Now they drug test you. You get found dirty urine in your system. You get what I'm saying? Like drugs in your system. Brown down means like you go from you go from green clothes back to brown. And that shit fuck up your time. Because you might have been coming home that next month. Then you got to wait 2 months. Some cats be like, fuck it. Shit, what's 2 months? You get what I'm saying? Versus 2 more years. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, I knocked that time out and shit like that. I ain't even know when I was coming home. I know my birthday was on August the 3rd. So I got released from prison August the 8th. So I always said that was my birthday gift. Because my birthday was on a Wednesday. August the 3rd. That following Monday, I was home. You get what I'm saying? I was home, yo. I'm talking about that job, yo, helped me, man. For real, for real. And then Raleigh too. Raleigh, it's a thing called merit days and game time. If you find shit that can be used as a damn weapon or something, Raleigh headquarters is like head of all the prisons in North Carolina. So somehow or another, they'll add that shit to your time. They'll give credit to your time. You find a gun that was used in a crime or murder, you find bullets, you find a knife, that shit help your time. They give you merit days. You get what I'm saying? But long story short, man, we have a person called a caseworker. A caseworker is given to you when you first come to prison. And wherever prison you at, you get different ones, different prisons. So you can use your caseworker, case manager. You get what I'm saying? You can use them like they working for you. You get what I'm saying? Like any questions you have dealing with your sentence or whatever, like, hey, when I'm coming home? What's the earliest I'm coming home or whatever? So I'm sitting back, I don't know when I'm coming home. I know I'm coming home in August. I know it's August, but I don't know the exact date. So I told you it's August the 3rd on a Monday. When I went to go talk, no, it was a Wednesday. When I went to go talk to my caseworker and stuff, my case manager, this damn cat, when I talked to my case manager, I was like, yo, when I'm coming home, this job I got, I know it did not mad days off. You get what I'm saying? When I'm coming home, they told me, do I have a home plan? A home plan is where you going when you when we release you. Where are you going? Who picking you up? Who bringing you clothes here? That's the home plan. So when they start talking about a home plan, that means like, yo, you ready to come home. Sarah, be quiet. I'm doing this video. That's my cat, Sarah, man. That's my cat, Sarah. But yeah, man, when they talk to you about a home plan, that means you coming home. So I was like, what? Man, I got to call home then, let my parents know and such and such. You get what I'm saying? Because you have to be released somewhere. So once I got my home plan straight, they was like, yo, you go home Monday. Huh? This was a Friday though. So you know goodness well I ain't sleep or nothing. I'm telling people. So you know for sure you going home when you get called to the lieutenant office or the major's office or something like that. And they be like, sign these papers. When you look on the papers, it's your release papers that Raleigh sends to the prison you at for you to sign. They said that like, yo, on such and such day, your time is finished. You done gave us your time. You done paid your debt to society. Sign these papers. So once you sign them papers, that means you signed your release. You done signed your release papers. So when that date come, shit, you out there though. So I never forget it. So I had my home plan set. So my mom and pops came to get me and shit. So when my mom and pops came, you walk right out the gate to the parking lot. You can see who coming to get you from the parking lot. Your buddies and inmates and shit like that and shit too can look out the window or whatever, or they can be right there too with you, watching to see who come get you. And people always be like, yo, don't look back. You get what I'm saying? You look back, that means you coming back. But it's hard not to look back when you got guys be like, yo, man, I'm glad you going home. Hold it down for us, man. And them brothers be having 5, 6 more years to go. You get what I'm saying? 10 years to go. I was like, oh my God, man. I remember I was locked up around a lifer. I was like, why the fuck they got me locked up around lifers and shit? This man won't never come at home. But he had the spirit and shit like, yo, he lived through people, through short time people, meaning that it was hope. It was some type of sense of hope. If anybody from North Carolina run across my videos or whatever, the man name was Life. He was at Craven Correctional Institute. Craven Correctional Institute. His name is Life. Yeah, man. But other than that, man, you will never know people crimes, charges, or whatever unless you share it with people. Some people be knowing everybody ins and outs. I be like, damn, you get what I'm saying? Like I was locked up with motherfuckers that had statutory rape and shit like that. I'm like, this motherfucker that messed around with his goddamn wife, um, kids and shit. You get what I'm saying? And like it ain't prison, ain't like people think it is. Like yo, you gonna get pulled to a game. It's how you carry yourself. This is how I honestly feel. If you a rah type guy that's always into bullshit and always where the functions at, then you gonna always be the one that has fuck shit come to you. Fuck that card table. I don't give a damn about gambling. Fuck them trying to bargain and trade. When you be in that type of life, that's a life where you can goddamn easily get fucked up. And see me, I ain't have to choose this side or that side, cause when I went, it wasn't Bloods and Crips in that motherfucker. And if a motherfucker was a Blood or something, it wasn't really out there like it is nowadays. You get what I'm saying? Like well known and all of that shit. But my second bid, I was damn cool. I had folk buddies, I had Crip buddies, and I had Blood buddies. And this is some real shit. Like me and this Blood dude and this folk dude used to walk around the yard, or walk around because we were from the same hometown. See, that's crazy, right? You get what I'm saying? But if you from your home, people from their hometown stick with hometown, basically. You can be a motherfucker that your crew didn't probably get along with that crew. You get what I'm saying? But you and him don't have no type of real beef like that. You get what I'm saying? So people be cool. You get what I'm saying? You don't know this motherfucker from goddamn Hertford County, North Carolina. When you from Vance County, North Carolina, county's like 3 hours away from your real county. So of course you want to goddamn be cool with your home front. That's what they call it, home front. Every time I went, they called me Little Henderson, cause that's where I'm from, Henderson, North Carolina. So it's a whole lot of people from Henderson, North Carolina that's been in and out the system that's reputable. So when you say Henderson, North Carolina, people be like, oh, do you know such and such and such? Then we can call you Little Hen. You get what I'm saying? So that's how it was and shit, man. You learn shit, man. I learned the Bible when I was in there. You get what I'm saying? Both trips. You learn the ins and outs. You always watching shows on TV. You get what I'm saying? You learn the ins and outs. And be like, okay, man, you ain't gonna get your ass jumped or raped unless you put yourself in them situations. Nowadays, people be on some shit. You hear that shit all the time. Yo, these guys don't be getting raped. They give it up willingly. You get what I'm saying? If that's the case, how you know if they giving it up willingly? You get what I'm saying? So all I can speak on is you don't see the shit, and you if you hear about a guy that messing around with another guy, some of the guys don't hide the shit. You get what I'm saying? Like some guys don't hide the shit. Like this motherfucker might have been a reputable dude from your hometown and shit like that, but he in there messing around with another guy that's in another county 4 hours away from us. You get what I'm saying? And you see other inmates like cool with it because it's a normal thing for us. Like they ain't hiding it. You get what I'm saying? Then you got guys that hide it when you go to work. You're away from the facility. When you come back, you hear stories of such and such was caught in the bathroom or whatever the case may be. So prison, that shit is goddamn a stereotype. Like for real, for real. Like I can go to prison right now, which I ain't trying to manifest that shit. But these tattoos and shit that I got and shit like that, Crip gang tattoos, neighborhood Crip rolling 60 tattoos, I ain't got to worry about no gang and shit like that because it's how you carry yourself. I can go in there and tell them motherfuckers like, yo, I don't bang and shit, man. I'm 40 years old. I don't bang. Now, people will respect you if they see you not indulging in that lifestyle. I don't bang. I ain't such and such. But you politicking with the gangbangers. Then they gonna look at you like, okay, he's still down and such and such. So now they go to trouble. You get what I'm saying? But if a motherfucker respect you and see you carry yourself as a man first, that carries you, that holds a whole lot of weight and shit too. Now I can go around a whole lot of Bloods with these tattoos on and shit like that. But people can look at me and be like, yo, he ain't no threat, man. He ain't banging, that shit ain't his life no more. He just got the tax. Didn't get him covered up and shit. Maybe that shit costs. Maybe he couldn't afford it to get his tax covered up. But he ain't living that life. He ain't banging. He ain't with the politics. So you get a pass, and not even a pass, you get respect like that. You get what I'm saying? But I joined that shit when I got out of prison. When I was 33 years old and 40. I joined that shit when I was 33 years old, but that's a different story. But just sharing the life. My second prison bid which was 2009. I was 27. I turned 28 in that bid right there. That's the interesting bid. And the whole time I was been, I ain't never got in no type of quarrels or no type of bullshit with nobody. But I did get write-ups and shit. I ain't getting no infractions because I pled guilty, and when you plead guilty to certain shit, it'll go as a suspension or whatever you call that shit. Meaning that if you fuck up again, we gonna goddamn hold that shit against you. So they took my goddamn phone privileges for a week. I think they took my canteen privileges and shit too for my write-up. And my write-up was for me slacking with a shirt tied around my head. Still thinking I'm in the streets, or not thinking I'm in the streets, but still carrying myself as if I was in the streets. You know, you slacking like you in the hood. Other guys slacking and shit too, so it ain't no other thing for us like you trying to fit in or be cool or whatever. You get what I'm saying? It's just something you used to and shit like that. So, just like you would be in the streets slacking, going around, that's how I was in that motherfucking shit. And the captain or the sergeant or something caught me, man, and he wrote me up and shit. You get what I'm saying? And the second time I got wrote up was my second prison bid. The goddamn sergeant at another prison I was in, when I got my first write-up, that was my first prison bid. I ain't get number one, and that was for that little bullshit I told y'all about. Me having my shirt tied around my head and slacking. And if you have on a wave cap or something outside of your dorm or something, that's a write-up and shit too. So it was either I had a shirt wrapped around my head. Oh, alright, my second bid. The guy, the sergeant kept getting at me and shit like that, right? But you know, if you lay down and shit, that shit fucks up your waves or braids or whatever the case may be. And then you just might be on some old fuck you type shit because you feel like this motherfucker is trying to be a dickhead. So, well, I think the motherfucker told me to take don't have something wrapped around my head or something, I don't know. But long story short, he ended up catching me. So that was a write-up too. That was my second write-up on my second prison bid and shit. So I think that shit didn't even goddamn matter because that happened at the processing camp that I was in. So if I would have stayed there more longer, that goddamn write-up would have been more effective. But I was actually there for processing. You get what I'm saying? I ain't made it to my actual real camp yet, prison camp yet. You get what I'm saying? So that's why that write-up wasn't really effective. But my second prison bid, man, I got some damn good stories and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? Funny stories and shit. One of the stories I already have out on my channel, y'all can go look. The prison story when I tell about sleeping and trying to sleep while guys snoring and shit like that. Motherfucker, oh my God, yo. And that's another thing too. Brothers be trying to sleep their time away and shit too. You get what I'm saying? That's okay and shit too, cause I was one of those ones. You get what I'm saying? Why the fuck I'm gonna be woke? Goddamn struggling, not struggling, but you know, stressing and shit like that over me being locked down and while my freedom is out there and shit like that. But yeah, man, I got some stories, man, some funny stories and shit, to the point where you sleep all day and shit, right? So when it comes nighttime, your ass up while everybody else sleep. So now you get to hear all different types of snores and shit, like boo, Like crazy shit. Like I ain't even trying to be funny on that shit. You hear the most weirdest snores and shit because of people sinuses, the way they sleep on their stomach, how tired they may be. Oh my god, yo, certain shit eggs me, yo. Like for real. I can't stand when somebody smacks on food. Oh my god. And I can't stand when a motherfucker snore, yo. Oh my god, that shit is torture. Torture, torture, torture. But yeah, just go to my old vids, man. Just look for when I talk about a crazy prison story, a funny prison story or something. Yeah, man. So if y'all think I look young now, man, so imagine when I was goddamn 20. I mean 22, 23, going to prison and shit. No facial hair. Face is more a little because you know I gained weight throughout the years, so y'all gonna see that eventually and shit too. Like I'm a smalling back up because I never was a big person. I was always 150 or something like that. But the past 3 years I've been maintaining a size of in between 200. Then I dropped to 180. Then I'm back to 200. That ain't me. That ain't no good look. You know, fat around the eyes, cheeks, and the neck and shit. It fucks up your youth appeal and shit like that. So just imagine how I looked when I was smaller. You get what I'm saying? With no facial hairs and stuff. Yeah, man, but like a whole lot of shit hit home, man. When you know you locked up 2 and 3 hours away from home and shit, in a town where you don't even know nobody. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I ain't getting no type of fights or no type of damn quarrels and shit in prison. But I did get to fight in jail and shit to the point where 2 guys tried to jump me and I got maced. So you know I already know what that meant. They looked at me as the aggressor. You get what I'm saying? They looked at me as the aggressor. That the only thing bad that happened to folks, but ain't happened to me, is getting shot. I experienced everything besides getting shot or stabbed. Now that mace, these motherfuckers maced me because they thought I was the aggressor. Because by the time they came in and seen me, I had both of the guys like, I ain't even gonna brag on that shit, but you get what I'm saying. Like sometimes people don't fight and shit like that. That don't mean they are not fighters. You just don't want to do this shit. It's in you, but your exterior says a lot. So I always look like the person that I ain't no threat and shit like that. So you know people want to easily try you. But long story short, man, the CO maced me, man. This is a county jail story. The CO maced me because he seen I was aggressive, whooping their ass and shit. But that's the worst feeling, man. All I can hear motherfuckers saying is like, yo, go to the water fountain. Put water on that shit. Don't rub it. I swear to God, yo, for 2 days, it might have been 3, but we're going to just say 2. For 2 days, I couldn't even damn near close my eyes because that skin behind behind this shit, that red pinkish shit, all of that shit was goddamn irritated. When I say irritated, that's where the mace was at, up in here. So that shit blinded me, man, to the point where I had to watch my back to make sure the guys weren't trying to get me no more. Certain guys pulled me to the water fountain, had my eyes by the water and shit. That shit don't work, man. That shit do not work, man. I'm talking about the whole time. And you probably have to be in a separate cell and shit too from your inmate buddies and shit too, because the goddamn smell, yo, be on you still, and all you doing is breathing that shit out. I'm talking about you can actually feel your eyes, from inside of your nose, throat, stomach, all of that shit is just burning all day long, constantly, all day long, all day. Oh my God, that was a suffering goddamn feeling, man. But I'm almost at the 50 minute mark. You get what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let this shit rock out to the end. Then I'll provide y'all with another prison story. My 2009 bid. I was basically just sharing with you all my 2005 bid. And there's a whole lot of other stories I can get into, but I'm not like Matt Mean and the other guys that went through more shit in prison. I just went through somewhat of an experience, and I would have went through more if I was indulging in the fuckery of bullshit. You get what I'm saying? I was cool with this person that kept shit going on. I was cool with this person that everybody respected. But if I would have came in between and started my own shit and did whatever, didn't, guess what? Of course, trouble and drama was coming my way. But you get what I'm saying? I was always a cool, laid back motherfucker. And it ain't about that. It's just about how you carry yourself, how you talk to people. You get what I'm saying? People look at you and be like, oh, he a cool guy, man. He ain't with the fuck shit. He ain't with this gang shit or none of that shit. You get what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, man, I learned something both times I went. And the last time I can honestly say that I learned the Bible, man. I can brag. I do not believe in the Bible no more. And this been going on for the past 2 years, 3 years at the longest, at the most, that I just stopped believing in religion, spirituality and all of that stuff. Can't nobody come to me and talk to me about a Bible or God, church, or anything. You get shut down. I have my own reasoning for that. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I came closer to the word from Genesis all the way to Revelations, man. Like, honestly, all them little stories, Job, Daniel, King Nebuchadnezzar. You get what I'm saying? The Noah's Ark. Did I say Job? You get what I'm saying? Like, all of those, like, stories, the Saul stories, Paul, Samson. Even when the guy was fighting God. Y'all didn't know, you see, it's a whole lot of shit that being sat down will sharpen you and make you aware of things and make you read, make you, open more doors up for you and shit like that in the mind. You get what I'm saying? Give you a different thinking. It may humble you. It make you worse to the point where you might not knew how to cook up drugs, but just by being locked up with this dude now, you know it. You're going to learn something. You get what I'm saying? I was locked up with brothers, man. I don't know how to work, why the world ain't locked down because of their talents and shit. And the world's wasted talents are in jail or in the grave. There's a whole lot of wasted talents in the grave because they're in the grave, they are dead. You get what I'm saying? Wasted talents, man, in prison because you're in prison. You are not out here with your talents. It's guys in that motherfucker that can draw me right now how y'all see me right now. The little paintings and pictures y'all be seeing and shit like that, you got guys that will actually draw the mustache, the nostrils and all of that shit. The eye, like it's some sharp dudes, man, and that I done came across, man. Like for real, some real sharp brothers, man. Like for real. I needed that time, man. Both of them times, I needed that shit for the experience, man, and for the humbleness, for the humble me and shit. That when you look back at certain shit, that shit humbles you now. Like for real, but man, I'm just doing these little videos and shit like that because they done flagged my channel and shit. I ain't be able to post shit for a while, so I'm just doing these little vids and shit like that to keep y'all caught up and shit. So, I'm gonna be on y'all heels when I come back to YouTube and shit though. It's Tuesday, December the 7th, 2021, 9:30 a.m. Sir Early NC YouTube. I'm signing off this motherfucker.